I cannot believe it's here. A game that we all thought to be a rumor, even a myth. If you only heard my reaction when this was announced at that Direct, I was squealing like a little bitch. But this isn't a reaction video. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome to the Cess Arcade. I really do appreciate all of you subscribing thanks to my Metroid Dread unboxing, which was really successful in my eyes, and I really do appreciate you all for tuning into that one. And, well, this is Battle 1, my first impressions videos on some of my recent game pickups. This one is obviously for Metroid Dread, and I gotta talk about this game because I'm just way too excited to finally have this in my hands. First off, I want to state that I'm nearly 3 hours into Dread right now, so any footage you'll see here is mainly from the first 3 areas, Artaria, Cataris, and a little bit of Dairion, because I don't want to spoil too much for you guys in here. Right off the bat, I love the production values in this game already. The opening cutscene really sets the mood and gets you up to speed following the events of Metroid Fusion. Man, does this game look great already. Of course, in typical Metroid fashion, Samus loses most of her abilities, and it's time for you to get them all back and get to the bottom of what's going on here. Simple and effective. I just have to state how good the gameplay feels this time around. Mercury's team did a wonderful job with Samus's movements and animations. The whole game just feels so smooth, especially after their previous crack at the franchise with Samus Returns, which I felt would have been better on the Nintendo Switch if you ask me. But it's great to see the evolution of gameplay mechanics carried over here. You also get to feel every little action that Samus takes to various degrees of force feedback thanks to that awesome HD rumble. Playing as Samus just feels good with the right amount of sleek and weight. The 360-degree free aiming is back and better than ever, and the primitive life forms and machinery really are out to get you here, which makes this aiming mechanic a godsend. The quick parry mechanic is also here, making its return, but I feel it's better implemented this time around, and I only use it with certain enemies. And then there's the e.m.m.i units. The whole pursuing unstoppable enemy mechanic that lots of horror-style games utilize these days can be a hit or miss. However, the e.m.m.i units are a good example of how to make this gameplay feature work for your game rather than against it. There are many times in games where I felt that a pursuing enemy becomes more of an annoyance, like if you ever played Outlast, you might know what I'm talking about, and then there are some games that do it really well. It makes your ass clench, like Alien Isolation. For me, Dread is definitely in the latter category. The way these mechanical bastards move around in their environment and deform to fit into tight places, the way they pick up on sound and investigate and then start chasing you down is simply thrilling. I cannot stress enough how anxious I get once I enter an area that these e.m.m.i units patrol. And this is helped by the amazing sound design of the game, where you really hear the e.m.m.i units just beeping and blooping all over the place as they search for you, and of course the HD rumble, which really helps add to the experience, where you can feel Samus's heartbeat in the controller when these things are around, and it's something you just have to experience. Right now, Samus feels very vulnerable, especially in these early parts of the game, where I only have so many of her abilities unlocked. Even with this cloak ability, it doesn't mean you're safe. Vulnerable, but not completely helpless. If you're grabbed by those e.m.m.i schmucks, you can get away from their grasp if you time the parry button just right. Damn. Come on, man. Son of a... Bye, beach. Needless to say, I'm having a great time with Dread so far, and the game looks simply beautiful to boot. All the different lighting and details in the environment of Planet ZDR really do pop thanks to the stellar art style. The music hasn't really stood out to me yet, as it has in previous Metroid games, but it's really still too early to tell. There are some tracks here that I really do like though. I have a ton more exploring to do, and I'm really enjoying the environmental puzzles that I have to figure out in this massive map. And at the end of the day, that, along with solid gameplay and atmosphere of Planet ZDR, well, let's just say I'm going to be busy with this one for a long time. Now, I'm not looking to rush through it either, as people like to finish Metroid games within a couple of days of release, maybe even a few hours. It'll be a slower burn for me. It's been too long since I got to spend some quality time with my girl Samus, and I want to enjoy it to the fullest. Now, will Metroid Dread actually dethrone Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion as my favorite Metroid games? Only time will tell. Whether or not I do a follow-up Battle 2 video for this game remains to be seen, or maybe I'll just review it. But I do plan on doing my history with the Metroid series kind of video, a retrospective looking back at all the Metroid games that I've experienced and how I experienced them. So anyways, if you guys are interested in watching that, hit the like button, let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about Metroid Dread so far? Try to keep it spoiler free. Don't want to spoil anybody for this game. I want you all to experience it for yourself if you haven't already, or even considering it. So anyways, thanks for watching this episode of Battle 1, everyone.